here I was at this fertility specialist who's the one who found it.
Yeah.
And never said to me, I had to read a bunch of fertility books to discover fertility and your thyroid are hugely related. I don't know why he didn't say, this could be part of the reason. I mean, he never acknowledged that at all. It was like, and I find this is true of so many doctors. Okay, so you have a thyroid issue, I'm going to send you to a thyroid doctor.
Yes.
Okay, so you have a fertility issue, I'm sending you to a gyno.
Everything's highly compartmentalized,
Yes.
The thyroid box, the fertility box, whatever.
I know, and it's all connected. It's all connected, and that's why I'm much more of a holistic person. I like to look at a holistic approach to things. But yeah, I mean, I had to read a bunch of thyroid books to discover, oh wow, this is totally what the issue. I fully believe this is what the issue has been. I just went to my OBG or the specialist, and he gave me an A+ as far as female.
Nice.
Yeah, all my plumbing is great. And so I really truly believe that it was my thyroid this whole time that was causing me issue, and I didn't know it. I didn't know. I do remember summer of 18, so well before I knew that I had any thyroid issues. I remember telling my best friend, I only teach 2 days a week in the summer. And I remember saying, I don't know if I'm depressed. I don't know what it is, but I just literally want to lie in bed all day. And if I'm not lying in bed, I'm thinking about when I can lie in bed. If I'm home, I am in bed. Period. Like I just had, my level of energy was just zero.
That was me in 2018, 2019. I get it.
And it
wasn't
awful.
for lack of motivation either.
No, absolutely not.
You seem to me like a self-starter. Yeah. I mean, you have this private lessons that you teach. You do that out of your home, and no one's around to crack the whip. You do that because you want. I'm the same way, and yet I just had no energy to do anything. My mind was like, it was torture, really, because my mind had all these things that I wanted to do. My body said no.
No. Yes. And I'm a high energy person. I've always been. I have 5 businesses.
Wow.
I am a person that likes to, I'm always trying to be better, trying to do better. And, it was just, I felt like it was an out of body experience. Like, who am I and what's wrong with me? And
you're watching your life kind of pass you by.
And it's
when
hard
you're in that
to
state.
Explain. Yeah. I didn't know if it was emotional. I really kind of thought it was more depression. But really it was energy. I just didn't have the energy. I wanted to go and do things. I wanted to, and for things I had to do, like for my music studio, I mean, I never missed teaching. I mean, I pushed through and did what I had to do. But then, I mean, I remember I would finish teaching and I would just immediately go to bed. Sometimes I would just be so tired I couldn't even make dinner. That was too much energy, so I just would literally, it's 8:00 at night and I just go straight to bed. That is not like me at all. And so it was scary.
When did you start feeling like, when did you really notice when that was starting to become a problem for you? Like from the point you had the RFA going backwards, how long did you suffer with that?
Probably, I would say the first time I noticed was probably 2016.
And then did it just get progressively worse over time?
Yes. And I kind of excused it away because in 2016, we bought and gutted and renovated our house and we did all the work ourselves. So I thought, well, yeah, I mean, obviously I'm going to be tired doing that. Plus I'm running another business and teaching, so yeah, of course I'm tired. But but it really wasn't until 2018. It was that summer was the first time I didn't have a lot of other things to keep me occupied other than the 2 days a week I was teaching. And it was the first time that I could kind of just stop.
Yeah.
And I realized, like, wow, yeah, I'm only teaching 2 days a week and I'm still exhausted. I feel like death warmed over is really how
I know exactly. I've said that so many times in the past. Man, and I wonder how many other people feel the same way. Because I remember thinking, nobody gets this. I remember feeling like all of my friends, were just living 90 miles an hour, constantly going, taking their kids to their practices and running them around and doing everything under the sun. And here I am, I can barely get out of bed and get them to school and make dinner every day. I was so grateful I did not have a job. Because I could not have handled having to go into work every day because I didn't have the steam. And I thought, nobody gets this. Surely, I must just be some kind of failure or whatever. But you get it.
Oh, I do. And I remember thinking, gosh, there's something really wrong with me. I mean, I kept thinking, well, I'll just snap myself out of it. And I would just, and then when school started again that fall, I just pushed through it, and just basically had no energy, but did it anyway. And there's only so much you can do that before you just collapse. And so, I was relieved when I found out about this nodule, because it explained so much of why I was feeling the way I had been feeling. I wasn't crazy. I wasn't depressed. It was literally just my thyroid.
Did you make that connection on your own that all of this was because of the nodule, or did a doctor say that to you?
A doctor said that.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
I didn't have that. I would have loved it if I had that, but that's interesting to me. The doctor actually made those connections.
Well, I mean, she said, your airway is totally constricted. I mean, you're not breathing. I don't even know how you're alive.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
Man.
She's like, I don't know how you're functioning. I don't know how you're getting through each day. And
I can see how that would be a huge relief. There's a reason for this.
It was like a mystery dispelled, oh, okay. And also for fertility too. Because like I said, I had this A+ and on my female plumbing, and everything was great. My husband tested great. Like, why is this not happening? And thyroid, it made so much sense. Everything just clicked together. And then when I read the Medical Medium book about thyroid, it was crazy because it was like reading my life story.
Wow.
I mean, I knew I had mono. And what's funny is I had mono not only as a kid, you're only really supposed to get it once. Well, I had it 2 times as an adult, and it put me in the hospital. It was very serious.
Oh my.
But I didn't know that once you have that virus, it lives in your body forever. And I never connected my appendix with mono. I never connected fibromyalgia with that. I had never connected all of it together. I just thought they were completely separate events that had happened. But when I read this book, he laid it all out exactly how the virus usually progresses. And it was like reading my life. I was like, oh my gosh, how does he know my story? How does he know this? But it made so much sense to me. Everything clicked. And I realized, wow, this has been going on a long time. I mean, I got mono when I was 13. I mean, this is a long time. And so it made me say, you know what, I'm going to do everything I can to keep this virus at bay, and to give my body the best chance it can to fight this. And that was really empowering because all of these things had happened and I didn't have any control over it. And I didn't know they were even related to each other. And now I was like, okay, I have some tools that I can do. And now I have RFA, so I can do that. And now that that's shrinking, hopefully my fertility is going to be easier. So like it just all kind of came together like, okay, wow, I have some things that I can do. And it felt very empowering. I don't think that in my case, if I had just followed medical medium book, I don't think that would have solved my issue. I think it was a combination of things that I needed to do to get my body in a better position where I would feel like myself again and have energy again. And I think as this nodule shrinks, it's just going to get easier and better.
I think RFA is a really wonderful tool for those of us who care so much about keeping our thyroid intact, because we realize how valuable it is to our health, and that we don't compartmentalize everything. Like you were saying, everything in our health is connected, and if you take one piece away, everything else is going to suffer. And so that's the wonderful thing about this procedure, is that it allows those of us who see our health in that way, well, and not just that we see it, but we've experienced the connectedness of these different things, that it allows us to continue to work on our health in that way. And I've gone through a lot of things to try to improve my health over this past summer while we were all staying home from COVID, and not that I had COVID, but that we were all staying at home. I don't think I could have done that before having had this procedure, because I was just in a state like you were, of just trying to push through every day. And now I'm in a state of thriving. I've lost down to the size that I was in high school. And
wow,
I'm so excited. I can't believe that I'm as small as I am now. And I'm not trying to brag, but it's just I mean, I'm 38. I've been out of high school for 20 years. And I've never been as small as I am now in 20 years. So something has changed. And it's not just the way I eat, and it's not just exercise. I'm not some crazy, fanatic when it comes to that. So clearly, I think that while, like you said, it wasn't everything, I think it was a hugely helpful tool, combined with some other things that I did in my, the way I eat and everything, to help me get to be where I am at now, whereas I would have never gotten to this point otherwise. So
yeah, absolutely. Well, I've lost at least 20 pounds. I haven't weighed in a couple weeks, but I've lost at least 20 pounds.
That's great.
Without really trying that much.
And that's how things are lining up in your health.
Absolutely. I haven't had to kill myself to lose the 20 pounds.
That's great.
I feel like it just kind of fell off, and I do feel like that's going to continue, and I have energy to exercise now.
Yes.
And I
that makes a huge difference.
Absolutely. I remember I live in a 2-story house, and I remember dreading going up the stairs. I was like, oh my gosh. And now I run up and down the stairs all the time, no problem. And so it's funny how in just such a short amount of time since RFA, it really hasn't been that long. And I don't even think that my nodule has shrunk as much as it's going to. But just in that short amount of time, how much better I felt. And I was like you, within a week, I felt different.
And it can't have shrunk that much in a week, but it's enough. It's just enough.
I mean, yeah, if you have, I know your nodule was very large too. And, just even a little bit is going to give you some relief and help you feel just a little bit better.
And you never realize I mean, you felt bad, but it's almost like you never realized just how bad you felt until you feel better. So,
I say that all the time. I'm like, oh my gosh, I had no idea how bad I really felt. It's like I now am remembering what I used to feel like.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh yeah, I remember this. I remember how good this felt.
Gosh.
I think I had just gotten so used to it and I had just pushed through it.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, oh wow, this is what feeling good is like again. I remember this. And I think it's, for me, I'm still not even 100% feeling good, but just even the percentage it's at is so much better than what it was. I mean, I was operating, I feel like, at a 0 level. And, maybe I'm at like 50% now. And I mean, that's so much better than 0. And everyone I see, we had some friends come into town and saw them last night, and they hadn't seen me since they moved away right before I had RFA. And so this is their first time seeing me, and they walked in the door and went, oh my God, like, you look so different. And I was like, really? And it's hard to see your own difference sometimes.
That's why I like the tape measure, because it's like you look at yourself in the mirror every day and you may not be able to see it, but you can see measurements.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's like a definite thing. And I said, how do I look different? And I like, is it just because I've lost weight? And they're like, no, like, your face looks different. You look happier. You don't look swollen and tired, pretty much. Is what it was. And so it feels good to hear people say that they can see a difference in you as well. My husband has definitely seen a huge difference in me. I remember sometimes he would tell me, it's like you're a zombie. He would tell me that. It's like you are a zombie. And that's how I felt. I was like, yeah, I am a zombie. I'm like the Walking Dead. I just am getting through one moment to the next. And so I don't feel like a zombie anymore. Thank God.
That's the end of this segment. To keep watching, click here. Or YouTube thinks you might like this video. If the story resonates with you, give this video a thumbs up or consider subscribing. And never forget to always educate yourself and be your own health advocate.